あんなに心奪われたのは初めてだったんだ。完膚なきまでに顔が好みなんです。
嬉しくない。
いやほんと、正直あなたの性格がたとえクソでもその顔で全部チャラです。やばいんです。どうしよう。目の前で動いてるとかホント無理だから。
Hey everybody, welcome to our lesson of learning Japanese. Today we're going to cover another anime line of the day, and for this lesson we're going to be taking another line from the show Hoozuki no Reitetsu. We've covered a decent amount of lines from this show. It's pretty rich in dialogue, being a comedy show, and yeah, it seems to keep supplying us with some pretty entertaining lines. So the line that we're going to be covering today is, honestly, even if your personality turns out to be crap, I'd forgive you because you're so good looking. In Japanese, that's going to read Shoujiki, anata no seikaku ga tatoe kuso de mo sono kao de zenbu chara desu.
正直あなたの性格がたとえクソでもその顔で全部チャラです。やばいんです。どうしよう。
And so yeah, I don't think you really need to know that much context to understand why this line is being said. The character, the speaker here, basically just set her eyes upon this guy who is super handsome. His face is perfect. He has the looks that she considers ideal, and she's meeting him for the first time, and she's gushing over how handsome he is. And so she says this line. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna break it down bit by bit and see how it's working here. First up, there is kind of a mini sentence that precedes it, yeah, honto, and this is just basically saying no, really. And that's something that we're gonna omit because it kind of is contextual. She wouldn't really have said that if this was a standalone line. She's using it as a response to what was said before it. So we're just gonna ignore that part. Our main line right here actually starts with the word shoujiki.
正直あなたの性格がたとえクソでもその顔で全部チャラです。
This is a word that means basically honestly, frankly. It can be used as an adjective or an adverb. Here it's being used as an adverb. Right after it we have the word anata, which is of course going to mean you. It's a second person pronoun. It's going to be part of a noun modification. So the second noun will then be seikaku, which means personality. So anata no seikaku is going to mean your personality of you. We're going to mark that noun of a noun modification with the particle ga to make it the subject. Then right after that we have the word tatoe, which is going to translate to for example. So far we have shoujiki, anata no seikaku ga tatoe, and this is going to translate to honestly your personality is for example ... That doesn't really make sense yet, so we're going to of course continue on with the sentence. And we see that the word that follows right after is kuso, which means basically poop, crap, shit. And that makes our sentence so far make a little bit more sense. Shoujiki anata no seikaku ga tatoe kuso is going to translate to honestly, your personality is, for example, crap. Still not perfectly natural there. Let's continue on. We see demo, which is a grammar pattern. Use it with a noun when you say even if that noun. That gives our sentence even more sense now. So far we have even if your personality is, for example, crap, ... So that's basically the first clause.
正直あなたの性格がたとえクソでも
Now let's get our second clause in there to complete our statement.
その顔で全部チャラです。
We started off with the word sono, which is a demonstrative adjective, so it means that. It modifies the word right after it, which is kao, which means face. So sono kao is going to mean that face. We're gonna mark that face with the particle de in turn, and that'll translate to something like by that face. Right after we have the word zenbu, which translates to basically everything. And then we finish with chara desu. Chara is a kind of colloquial word. It means basically to forgive. So when she's saying chara desu here, she's basically saying, I forgive everything. Zenbu chara desu. And so that gives our whole sentence its completed meaning.
正直あなたの性格がたとえクソでもその顔で全部チャラです。
正直あなたの性格がたとえクソでもその顔で全部チャラです. And this is going to translate to literally, honestly, even if your personality is, for example, crap, or turns out to be, for example, crap, just by that face, or just with that face, just by having that face, I will forgive everything.
正直あなたの性格がたとえクソでもその顔で全部チャラです。
Oh boy. So hopefully you will not need to use this line. You will not need to utter this line any given time in your lifetime, because this girl is head over heels in a bad way for this person that she is admiring. So what we're gonna take from her unfortunate circumstances knowledge. So let's review the line and see what grammar patterns we encountered. Of course, the noun of a noun modification with anata no seikaku. We had the demo grammar pattern. Use it with nouns to say even if it's this noun, our statement is basically still true. Demonstrative adjective with sono. With kao to mean that face. Particle de is basically instrument marker. Other than that is actually going to probably wrap up all the grammar patterns there. So the basic grammatical sentence construction of this line is basically saying something like, even if this, then something. So even if your personality turns out to be crap, I'll forgive you because you're so good looking.
あんなに心奪われたのは初めてだったんだ。完膚無きまでに顔が好みなんです。
嬉しくない。
いやほんと、正直あなたの性格がたとえクソでもその顔で全部チャラです。やばいんです。どうしよう。目の前で動いてるとかホント無理だから。
Alright, that's gonna wrap it up for this episode of Anime Line of the Day. Remember, if there were grammar patterns mentioned for this line, they'll be mentioned in the description or the pinned comment below with links to the individual lessons on them. You can also probably find them in the playlist of our complete grammar video series shown on the screen right here alongside our anime playlist. And last but not least, don't forget to try to translate the bonus line we provided. Leave your translation in a comment below. Check out our Patreon, like the video, and subscribe. With all that said and done, see you next time.